What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 5 battle for the BBL. We are sitting at 0-4. We suck. We are terrible. Oh my god. Honestly, guys, I feel very strongly that if I was a better player, we could definitely be sitting at 4-0. I feel like the only week that was really like out of my control was maybe week 1. I kind of, even then, like I really allowed the Dracovic to be in at the wrong time, allowing his Calyrex to sweep me. Week 2, I missed a very important, or I got crit at a very important time, but I also missed an opportunity to get into my Dracovic and just win the game outright. So that really sucks. Week 3 was against the Miami Ments, and I just had Dracovic in at the wrong time. Again, I could have gone into my Necrozma and just went for game and would have been fine. Week 4, I don't know what to say about last week, guys. I really don't, because I missed back-to-back Dragon Rushes, but I still had a really good opportunity to win, because I positioned myself just amazingly, but then I decided to say, no, I'm just gonna choke this game away, and that's happened too often, so I'm really hoping that I can not have that happen this week. We need a win, desperately. If we don't get a win here, I think we're out of playoffs, and it doesn't matter. I can tell you right now, next week, we're gonna have a ton of changes. So definitely, regardless of what happens here, make sure to stick around, because we're gonna have so many transactions that go on, so you're gonna wanna stick around to see what happens next. But our team right now is still the same. Necrozma, Genesect, Tornadus, Dracovic, Landorus T, our big 5, and then the rest of the scrubs. But we are playing against the Long Island Golducks, who are currently 4-0, and they are the #1 team in the league right now. Oh my god. They have Groudon, they have Heatran, they have Suicune, Thunderous Eye is very scary as well, Galarian Zapdos. I would, like, honestly, I would feel very good about this team, because Landorus would go in if Galarian Zapdos did not exist, because it gets Defiance. But hey, it is what it is. We just gotta go from there and see what we can do. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Our first mon that we're going to be bringing is going to be our Necrozma. Now, Necrozma is running speed for Scarf, Galarian Zapdos while we're at +2. We also take Life Orb Thunderous' no attack knockoff, and we take a Life Orb Shadow Claw from non-adamant ground. So if he's running like a Jolly Groudon, then we can actually take a Life Orb Shadow Claw from that thing, just to be safe. Honestly, it was very situational, but there wasn't too much need for any much more investment in my special attack anyways. So I felt like having that in terms of investment was going to be a really good way to be safe, as well as kind of insulate us from any random shenanigans that I might not be expecting. So that was going to be my best option here. We only have 108 into our special attack with a Modest Nature, but with 157 special attack, it really doesn't matter too much. Moongeist Beam is fantastic. Earth Power hits the Heatran. I would love to run Dual Stab, because it hits the Moongeist for amazing damage as well, and really does a number on that thing. But I just needed Calm Mind, I needed a Totemize, I really needed those things, so I felt like these are my best options. Necrozma really does an amazing job of setting up, and Liv told me before, she said it best, but Necrozma does its best work as a set of sweeper, and I've been running like a Totemize every single week, or speed boosting set every single week, and it just has not been able to get to +2 and put in work. I just think that Necrozma Dawnwings isn't for me, and that's a problem. It really sucks. It took 5 weeks for me to notice it, and hopefully we can at least go 1-4, but we'll see, honestly, because this set is honestly the best I can really do given the circumstances. So let's go ahead and jump into our next mon. Our next mon is the Genesect. Now, Genesect has been phenomenal for us all season long, causing so many valuable pivots for us. This time around, though, is going to be doing something similar, but also the main goal is to hit as hard as possible. And that's why we have our expert belt on this with the Bolt Beam coverage, Dark Pulse, and U-Turn. You look at Bolt Beam, that is an amazing coverage for so many things that my opponent has. Look at Groudon. You have Ice Beam for that. You have T-Bolt for Suicune, Ice Beam for Thunderous, Zapdos, Amoonguss. You have Thunderbolt, and Regidrago at least, and you have Thunderbolt or Ice Beam for the Golbat as well. And then you have Dark Pulse there, mainly for the Heatran, but also hits the Bronzong and the Gardevoir as well. Just definitely couldn't afford to run Flamethrower or the Fire Burn Drive or whatever it is for Technoblast. If I want to go with Technoblast, I'd have to go with the water option over Dark Pulse, which would hit the Heatran for good damage, but I definitely felt like having the Expert Belt for that additional power for everything else that the Bolt Beam would hit would be more valuable. And then I have U-Turn there for momentum, just help me get into the proper threats. Our speed on this set is therefore Thunderous Eye, that has a non-boosting speed nature, so if it's adamant or modest, we'll outspeed it. I'm doing a lot more of those specific creeps in my builds lately when I can really afford to do it. In this situation, like, the next fastest mon is Groudon at base 90, and I felt like having like that extra 40-ish EVs wasn't going to be the most valuable in the world, so I said, you know what, screw it, we'll just put it over here into speed, really kind of boost up, make sure that we can always outspeed those things. If they decide to run modest for any given reason, then at that point they're screwed, so I felt like that was my best bet. Moving on, our next mon is going to be making its season debut, Goober the Heliolisk. Now, Heliolisk has a fantastic matchup because of solar power. Yes, if you guys don't know solar power, what it does is it boosts up my special attack by 1.5 times at the cost of an eighth of my HP every turn that sun is up. Now, that's great and all, because if I go for Volt Switch, I get that boost, which is basically a choice specs boost, while I won't take the damage at the end of the turn. That's huge for us. It's absolutely amazing, because with the expert belt on this set and the investment that we have, and the fact that we have solar power and Groudon's weight, we OHKO that thing if it's max HP with Grass Knot. He's got to have so much special defense investment to guarantee that he's not OHKO'd by Grass Knot. He has to be like max special defense, calm nature at the same time. It's that bad. Weather Ball is there as a way to hit the Amoonguss. If we're in Sun still, then I can fire off a Weather Ball on that thing, do tons of damage to it. Honestly, probably OHKO it, because we got our Choice Specs boost, we got our Expert Belt boost, our Choice Specs Solar Power boost, I should say. Our Weather Ball boost is now going to be, I believe it's 100 base power, because it's going to be in Sun and super effective. Oh my god, it's going to be amazing. So I feel really good about that. It also outspeeds a ton of different things. The big thing is outspeeds the Galarian Zapdos, can fire off a Volt Switch against that. And again, like I said, if he goes into his ground immunity, which is going to be his Groudon, then I can fire off the Grass Knot the next time around, and he's not going to appreciate that at all. Honestly, I don't think he's going to be Rindo Berry. I don't think he's going to be the Assault Vest. So I feel like this is a really strong set for us. It's interesting because it's, well, making its season debut 5 weeks in, and ideally it puts in the work for us, but in theory, it does so much work against everything. It really beats the Suicune down effectively. It helps me deal with the Thunderous Eye just a little bit. Obviously, we resist the electric type moves that we go for. We're not the bulkiest thing in the world, obviously, but we still should be able to get momentum off on that thing. If it was Thunderous Therian instead of Thunderous Incarnate, I'd be a bit more worried about this set, but regardless, it's fine. We're going to outspeed tons of different things. I love it. I'm excited to use this set, make its season debut in the BBL for us. Our next model is going to be Icarus, our Tornadus T, excuse me. This thing is going to be a really solid pivot for us. Knock off Air Slash, U-Turn, and Taunt. Taunt is there to prevent the Amoonguss from going for Spores, to prevent the Suicune from setting up or like statusing us with Toxic and whatnot, stopping Heatran for going for Rocks, Bronzong for Rocks as well, basically. Like that's the big thing, stopping Groudon from setting up. Air Slash is there because Hurricane is 50% accuracy in the sun, and I don't want to have to deal with missing Hurricanes at a 50-50 rate, so Air Slash is going to be 95% accuracy instead. Should get the job done for us with Knockoff, allowing us to get rid of items there for utility, honestly. Tornadus Therian has been a really good utility Pokemon for us. With the heavy duty boots, we should be able to basically come in as much as we want on everything. The Groudon, Heatran, the Bronzong all get Rocks, and all of them. Honestly, I could see all three of them coming, and I would be surprised if Rocks were not coming this week, but hey, it is what it is. I really like our Tornadus here. It should be so solid for it to come in, take so many hits for us, which would be amazing. And on this set, we have speed for Thunderous Eye, and we also have enough bulk to make sure we can take a Timid Scarf Eruption from the Heatran. I said, you know what, screw it, I'll put the rest into my special attack just in case. I really didn't want to go crazy with this Tornadus spread. It really didn't feel like it was going to be that valuable to go that nuts with it, so it is what it is. But yeah, that is going to be our Tornadus Therian. Moving on to our next mon, it is going to be Kronos the Landorus. Landorus has been really bad for us, really bad for us, and honestly, I think this set is good, but I'm debating something heavily between it. I'm running Earthquake, Gravity, Rock Polish, and Swords Dance. A double dance with Gravity. Honestly, the reason I was running Gravity specifically, and again, this might be a mistake, was because look at my opponent's team. He has Thunderous Eye, he has Zapdos, he has Bronzong, and he has Golbat. All of those mons, he can just shuffle between them. I definitely anticipate at least 2, maybe even 3 of them to come to this game this week. So I felt like running Gravity would make it so that he can't just switch out back and forth between them if I went for Smackdown instead. But Smackdown would be great because it also does the same thing. I get to hit the Thunderous for super effective damage. I get to hit the Zapdos for great damage as well. It's just really solid. That way, if I get up let's say a Rock Polish against something, I can then snack down, go for Earthquake, instead of having to be like, okay, I have to go for Gravity first, and now I can go for Earthquake. I just think it's a 50-50 on which would be better, but I'm going with Gravity this time around. I would love Smackdown, but honestly, it's one or the other, and I just basically tossed the coin and said, you know what, I think Gravity's gonna be a bit better, so we're gonna go with Gravity. This set has speed for the Gardevoir, and we have Gravity Earthquake, which hits everything. At +2, we outspeed everything. Everything. Scarfed everything, basically, except for, I mean, we might not outspeed, no, we definitely do outspeed Scarf Thunderous Eye. Yeah, that was what I was worried about. But if we get to +2, oh, believe me, it's gonna be hitting so hard. We do so much damage to everything. I would love it. The big thing with this is we cannot allow it to come in on the Galarian Zapdos. If we do, we basically lose the game, because Galarian Zapdos with a +1 boost, because it's going to be getting to -1, excuse me, from the Intimidate, and then gaining +2 from its Defiant ability, so it's going to be a +1 after all of that. Honestly, it can just sweep us, especially if it's running a Choice Scarf or it's running an Agility set, so we definitely have to be very careful around that, but it is a very scary mon. If, honestly, if my opponent, if they did not have Defiance, if Defiant was not an ability on Galarian Zapdos, I would feel comfortable with my Landorus, but it gets it, so it is what it is. Moving on to our final mon, it is going to be Ambrosia. For the first time this entire season, our top 5 are not coming, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong on that. But hey, at the end of the day, this is going to be crazy. This is crazy because this set does a lot of work. We are Draining Kiss, Surf, Flamethrower, and Calm Mind with a Citrus Berry and Unburden. And what that does, it allows me to get to +2 speed, basically doubles my speed, allowing me to outspeed pretty much everything, which is amazing. I love that. The issue is I kind of become a bit of I kind of become setup fodder a bit for the Amoonguss. Not setup fodder, but it can spore me pretty easily, and like I would love to run Sweet Veil, which would mean I can't fall asleep. But it was another 50-50. Do I want leftover Sweet Veil or do I want Citrus Berry Unburden? Which is the choice I'm running with. Calm Mind with this coverage options hits everything for amazing damage. I was debating which ones I want to run. I was trying to see if I can run Draining Kiss plus like Surf or Psychic or Flamethrower, but I have to run all of them honestly. I need Surf for the Heatran, I need Flamethrower for the Amoonguss, and for the Bronzong as well. So running Psychic wasn't going to be the best option. Honestly, it only hit the Amoonguss, so just definitely wasn't the best. And then Draining Kiss hits literally everything else. It's a really cool set. Webs are nice, honestly, but not against this team because his team is really slow and things that are fast are off the ground. So I didn't feel necessary to bring Webs. Honestly, another reason I wanted to bring it, and I had to bring it for this reason, Regidrago is a thing. I don't want that thing clicking Dragon Energy all over me, so I was just like, I'm not letting that happen. It's not happening this time around, so that's why I decided to say, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to say I'm running with this Slurpuff here. I will go against running something like my I don't know, the next mon I was thinking I was running was Silvally, but I went against Silvally and decided to go with Slurpuff. Dracovish had a really bad matchup because of the Groudon with Sun, the Suicune is there as well, Amoonguss, all of them are really good checks to the Dracovish in terms of the physically defensive side. This is a Thundurus, which can hit me with a Thunder Wave, meaning I won't outspeed anything. Gardevoir gets Trace, and it's a Fairy type, and it'll outspeed me as well. Basically, just really not the best options to go around with this set with the Dracovish, so I decided to go against it, and if Dracovish isn't coming, then Hippopotas is not coming, so really I'm kind of limited at that point. But that is going to be our team, guys. This is going to be the 6th Pokemon we have. I should probably mention what this spread does. We have speed for Scarf Zapdos with our Unburden, and we also take a Banded Braybird from Scarf Zapdos, and we take a Thundurus' Timid Sludge Wave after Rocks. That is it. That is our set. Really interesting set. I'm hoping you can put in some work, but guys, this is going to be the 6th Pokemon that we're running through for this battle. Hopefully we can get the win and move to 1-4 and keep our playoff hopes alive. Thanks for watching Teambuilder, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the battle. Welcome back, everyone. So I'm in a bit of a different space right now. I also have the heating on because it's cold as hell in Canada, but I do want to say this is the first battle video that I'm recording using my new PC, so hopefully we can have an amazing game and finally get a win in this stupid league. But looking at the team my opponent brings, it's still very scary, even though he didn't bring a lot of really scary threats. Yeah, honestly, there's no Regidrago, which means my Slurpuff is kind of useless, which really sucks because I was hoping I can get a lot of value out of that thing, but unfortunately it's looking like not really. But I do think I still have a really solid lead here in my Heliolisk. The reason for that is because I can Volt Switch out on anything, and if he leads off with Groudon, I can fire off a Grass Knot. So I'm going to lead off with the Heliolisk, but I do want to say that starting next week, finally, Wi-Fi battles are coming back. They are coming back. And as best as my ability, they will be live comms. I will do my best. There will be probably a mix of post and live, but Wi-Fi will be back. Let's jump into the battle. I'm leading off with Heliolisk here. So I lead off with my Heliolisk, and I feel like this is, again, like I said, a really good lead because I can Volt Switch out on anything, as he leads out with Groudon. Now, like I said before, my whole set with Heliolisk was I wanted to make sure that I could OHKO Groudon with Grass Knot from full in the sun with my Expert Belt because I'm Solar Power. So I'm going to go ahead and go for Grass Knot. We connect. He is not Rindo Berry. He is not Scarf, and he goes down. Guys, when this happened, I was like, oh my god, that was it was incredible. Like this is why I wish I could do live cons for you guys, but it was insane. He goes into the Heatran because he can take the hit best other than the Amoonguss, because I definitely could have Weather Ball, which I do. And I go for the Volt Switch as I go into Torn, and unfortunately he crits me and he burns me, which means we're going to die. If he didn't crit me or he didn't burn me, then we would have survived. And we could have had Regenerator and getting back healthy. But no. That guys, was terrible. That was terrible. I was so upset because this needs to stop happening. And in the weeks where I play well, I get really unfortunate luck. In the weeks that I don't get unfortunate luck, I choke in this league. I don't know what it is, but regardless, I'm going to take advantage of this and go into my Landorus. You see he switched out into the Zapdos. I actually went here for the Swords Dance, expecting him to switch out into the Amoonguss because I could take a +2 foul play. The issue is he doesn't get 2 KO'd by neutral Swords Dance, or neutral Earthquake, excuse me. But he makes good play and goes into the Zapdos instead, which sucks because I'm going for Swords Dance. If I had gone for Rock Polish, I would have been a lot happier. And I'm kind of regretting being Gravity at least a little bit. I'm kind of wishing I was Smackdown instead. But anyways, I'm going to switch out into Slurpuff here because we can take any hit, kind of gauge what the set is. And I'm thinking it's Scarf based on that damage there. As he goes into his Heatran, I'm thinking, you know what, because of the amount of turns left in Sun, there's only going to be, after this point, 1 turn left of Sun. I click Calm Mind there. And you guys see I click the Calm Mind. And I get the +1 special attack because Sun's going to expire. I can then fire off attacks. They're going to be really strong. You guys see the next one shouldn't be doing too much, especially after the Citrus Berry. I'm at +1 as well. But unfortunately for me, and this sucks, he is Heat Rock. And that sucks because it weakens the power, it reduces the power of my Surf by half, and it boosts the power of his Lava Plume to where it's doing half damage to me. It's doing 50% still. So it ends up being a really good bring on his part that he has the Heat Rock on the Groudon, and the Heatran ends up taking advantage of it, getting rid of my Slurpuff. So we're down quickly 5-4 after starting off the game perfectly, the exact way we wanted it to. But again, I'm going to take advantage of this and go into Landorus, expecting him to go for the Zapdos. I go for Rock Polish, but he goes into the Amoonguss this time, which does suck. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm just going to fire off Earthquake. I've got to chip this thing down as much as possible because it's starting to get really, really annoying because I don't have Sun Up anymore to deal with the Amoonguss with my my Weather Balling Heliolisk. Sadly, he goes for the Clear Smog, which is going to reduce my stat total back to 0. I'm thinking, you know what? Screw it. I'll just get back my Rock Polish up in case he decides to switch into Zapdos. As he goes for the Foul Play here, taking 39% from my Landorus, so I can then fire off an Earthquake, excuse me. And we do enough to make sure that we can 2 KO it next turn. And after this Foul Play, we definitely can do that. The thing is, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to expect him to go into the Zapdos or into the Thundurus or something. And him trying to keep this Amoonguss alive because, again, he wants to keep it alive. So because of that, I say, you know what? I'm just going to go for the Gravity, and this is where I kind of wish I had the Smackdown, because Smackdown would eliminate this 50-50 for me. Yeah, it might not KO, but at the same time, Smackdown would still do better than Gravity if he decides to attack me. So what is he going to do? Is he going to stay in and go for an attack and KO me? Is he going to go for a Clear Smog? Or is he going to switch out? And hopefully he switches out because I would love to get Landorus some kills. So I go for Gravity, and what is he going to do? Well, you see, he stays in, and is he going to go for Foul Play? Yeah, he does, meaning we just lost our Landorus, and again, I was kicking myself for having Gravity over Smackdown. It was a really tough decision. But anyways, I go into Necrozma here. I'm going to click Calm Mind, or Atomize rather. I want to make sure I get my speed boost so I can outspeed a Scarf Zapdos, a Scarf Thundurus, whatever the case may be, as he goes for Foul Play, doing over half to us. Now, that sucks. The good news is it is a roll, and we're out of range right now, which is amazing. I'm going to go for the Calm Mind, actually, I believe right now, which is or the Moon Guy's being, excuse me, I want to get rid of it. I just find it funny because, and I say I just find it funny, I hate that expression, but it is funny because I really want to get rid of the Amoonguss, but twice I didn't just attack it. I really wanted to attack it and just get rid of that thing right away, and I didn't, and I'm kicking myself because I wish I had done that. Getting rid of that Amoonguss, you're going to see it is a huge, huge problem for me to deal with, so yeah, we got to just play around it as best as we can because I'm still worried about the Foul Play. I'm still worried about the Spore. So he goes into a Suicune here, takes nothing. I'm just saying, you know what? I can set up on this. I'll go for a Calm Mind. If he toxics me, he toxics me. So be it. But no, this man came prepared. He had the Snarl, and he reduces my special attack by 1 stage while doing 20%-ish to my Necrozma, and that really sucks. It really takes away a lot of the utility from this thing, so I switch out and go to Heliolisk because I want to scare this thing out with a Volt Switch, with a Discharge, with whatever the case may be, because we are still Expert Belt, we still hit this thing really hard, but I'm going to go for the Discharge here. It should do a huge chunk of damage to the Suicune as he reveals the Protect, and that is a really nice tech to get back a bit of HP, but at the same time Scout if any Scarfers are coming, so Protect is a really solid move. It's much better in doubles than it is in singles, but in singles, guys, it's still really good, so make sure to give it a shot every now and again. But he goes into Thundurus. I'm going to go for another Discharge here. We do 31% to it while we're at -1. And I say, you know what? I'm just going for the Volt Switch here, my best bet. We take that Resistant Thunderbolt, and we go for the Volt Switch here, and we crit him back. Okay. Now, I'll be honest. The Heatran's Lava Plume into Burn on Tornadus was, I think, bigger than this at the moment. But I don't know if we can come back unless we get that crit there, because anything I'm going into will be outsped by the Thundurus. and I can't have that happening. If he paralyzes my Genesect, then it's basically over. If he knockoffs or Dark Pulses my Necrozma, it's basically over. So getting that was big, but at the same time, if he didn't crit my Torn, I think he would have been in a really bad position. So thankfully, I end up getting the crit there. I'll take advantage of it, but hey, I mean, it evened out, I guess. In the end, it evened out. Let's resume here. We get the KO, and we're going to switch out. I'm deciding what I want to go into. And I decided to go into Genesect, even though I'm not going to get the boost. Now, this is just so for you guys to know. If you switch out into a Genesect or a Pokemon with download, and a Pokemon has attack and defense, or attack and special attack that are equal, your download Pokemon will get the boost in its attack first. That's what happens. If your opponent's defense and special defense are the exact same, you get the attack first because it shows up first. That's just how it is. But if you get up on the field, oh my god, I'm stuttering like crazy. You're gonna take a sip of water before I continue that sentence. If you come in on a field that is empty, like I just did, let's say you Volt Switch or U-turn or whatever, as I smack my mic, and you get in on a Pokemon or on nothing, on an empty field, then download will not activate. And I really didn't want that happening, but I kind of had to. It's okay though. He goes into the Zapdos, which is kind of surprising to me. I was hoping he would go, I actually was hoping he wouldn't go into the Heatran. That was my plan. If he went to the Heatran, that'd be a bad story. But it's okay. At this point, I haven't revealed anything on Genesect. I've kept it in the back, so there's nothing that's used. I'm just going to go ahead and fire off the Thunderbolts here. I may be Scarfed, but he might think that I'm Scarfed and that he is running a Scarf Zapdos now to speed me, but I'm Expert Belt. So I go for my Thunderbolt, and I get the KO on it. Amazing. The Zapdos is gone. That was a huge, huge threat because of its speed. If he had gone to the Heatran to deal with me, then I don't know what I would have done. But at this point, I'm going to U-turn here, as I believe he just thought I was Scarfed, so he was going to make a double. But no, I just made a U-turn play because I wasn't Scarfed, and that ends up being amazing for me. And I can go into my Necrozma here, and I can just fire off an attack and do amazing damage. Guys, the fact that I was able to bluff a Scarf there was insane. It was huge for us. So he goes into a Suicune, alright, I go for the Moongeist Beams just to chip this thing down, and what really sucks right now is I've gone for 2 Moongeist Beams on the Suicune. That means it's 4, and Moongeist Beam only has 8 PP, so I'm already halfway down on my Moongeist Beams. So I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I gonna beat this? And I start thinking to myself, the best way I can beat this is by beating him at his own game with Protect. I have to win these 50-50s, where he goes for Protect, I go for Calm Mind. I can't go for Moongeist Beam when he goes for Protect. That just can't happen. And now he reveals Calm Mind. I'm like, what the hell is this set? He's gonna have like Scald or something. He has Calm Mind, Protect, Snarl, crazy. But you're gonna see here at +1 we only do about 30%, but he has to Snarl off. And at this point, I'm gonna show you guys we have a grand total of 2 Moongeist Beams left. That's it. Just 2. At this point, I have to go for Earth Power. I just have to. And we only do 15% to it, but we get the special defense drop, which is huge. It's only a 10% chance, I believe. And because of that, it puts us right back in this game. But I just can't afford, I cannot afford to lose my Necrozma here. So I say, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of this. I'll switch out and go into Heliolisk. We'll take the +1 Snarl. No matter what, you're going to see here Snarl comes out just 24% to us. We would have taken the crit. We do take the special attack drop, but I can go for a Discharge here. Discharge will KO. The problem is he goes for Protect. And with that Protect, it means that Volt Switch will actually not get the KO on the Suicune. And that's huge because if he stays in, he'll win the game. But if he switches out, like he did there, we're back in it because we went for the Volt Switch. I made the prediction that he wanted to keep this thing around to deal with my Genesect, my Necrozma, whatever, and it ends up benefiting us immensely. So I go hard into my Genesect here, and I have a free Ice Beam, the freest of Ice Beam, and I'm at +1 special attack. So I go ahead and fire off the Ice Beam. He goes into a Suicune. I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I just got to go for a T-Bolt here. I can't really play this back and forth, and it sucks because we're not going to Oko the Amoonguss from full, but it's a 50-50. Does he switch out? Does he stay in? I go for Thunderbolt, expecting him to stay in. He protects. That's fine. I'm going to go for another Thunderbolt here, and this is a really big play. I was really debating, do I go for Thunderbolt? Do I go for Ice Beam? What is the play? And because the game can come down to this, in all honesty. The game will come down to this. If I get rid of the Suicune, we're in an amazing position. If I don't, it's going to be really tough because he can Snarl me, he can Scald me. Both of them will KO. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt. Hopefully he stays in. What is going to happen? Thunderbolt comes out, he stays in, we get rid of the Suicune. That is amazing. But we're not out of the woods yet because the Heatran is still a problem. The only thing we have to hit the Heatran is Dark Balls, and that's going to do nothing. So I go for the U-turn here. And I go for U-turn because I can hit the Amoonguss for really good damage, and at this point Heliolisk is kind of useless. So I'm just going to switch out into Heliolisk, take the Lava Plume, going to die. Now the reason why I didn't really want to keep Heliolisk around, you guys saw before, I did 35% to the Heatran with Volt Switch. The reason it was so strong was because I basically had a specs on it because of the solar power boost. I don't have the solar power boost anymore. If I had that, and I was sure about it, then discharge would do like 55% and I'd be happy. But no, I couldn't risk that, so I had to switch out. And because of that, I go into my Necrozma at this point. I have a free Earth Power here, but I also have a free Calm Mind. I don't think he's going to do anything against me. He can't really touch me with anything. Lava Plume does nothing, so I Calm Mind here. As he's at 81% with his Amoonguss, and I can tell you guys right now, it is a roll, depending on his spread. If he's physically defensive, it's not. But if he's specially defensive, it's a roll. And I think the low roll is like 78%, if I'm not mistaken. So I go for the Moongeist Beam here. We have 2 left. Are we going to get the KO? Because he KOs me back with Foul Play. Moongeist Beam comes out, we get the KO. And that means, guys, all we have to do is somehow hope that he isn't Leftovers plus Shuckaberry on a Heatran, which he can't be, and we can win the game, and we will finally get our first win of the BBL. Guys, I'm so excited. I cannot believe we got the win here. It's incredible. The fact that we end up getting this W, it brings our season back. I was so happy. I played this game on a Sunday about a week ago from today, and honestly, or no, more than that actually. And honestly, I just can't believe it. I cannot believe we got the win still. Just the fact that we beat this team, which is 4-0 by the way. This team was 4-0, and we were 0-4. We get in their first loss, and Necrozma comes in and gets the W for us. That is absolutely massive. What Heliolisk did for us, getting rid of the Groudon, huge. I don't think we win that game without what Heliolisk did for us. It does not happen. The fact that he got the crit on the Thundurus too, amazing. I'm pretty sure Necrozma, Genesect, and Heliolisk all got 2 kills this week. Fantastic, guys. Just, I want you guys to do me a favor. Go down in the comments and comment what your favorite part about this team has been over the past 5 weeks. Like, all 10 members. Let me know, because there are going to be some changes next week. I have made quite a few transactions, and hopefully we'll have a video going up talking about those transactions during the week next week. So make sure to stick around for that. But at the same time, guys, we recently passed 1,000 subscribers, but at the same time, the grind doesn't stop. It's not over. The journey is not over. So make sure to subscribe if you have not already. We are bringing back the Wi-Fi battles next week, so make sure to stick around for that. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on the video, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to check out my opponents, and I will see you guys all next time.